Welcome you watching the Tuesday edition of This Is Exclusive with me, Shavan Sen. Republic reporters on the ground getting you the latest updates of the Israel-Hamas war. As it enters 4 days, it is now Israel's turn as they carry on with the retaliatory strikes. Reports now suggesting that Israel could go ahead with a ground invasion of Gaza. Remember, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has already warned, saying that Hamas has started the fight, we will end it. In fact, here on Republic TV, we're getting you reports from all vantage points. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll take you through all that has happened in the last 4 days. What is it that Israel is essentially planning, and how exactly will they go ahead with the troop mobilization as they move towards the border? In fact, they say that they have now taken control of various places near the border. All this and much more on this edition of This Is Exclusive. But up first, these are the headlines we're tracking for you at this hour. Over 900 Israelis have been killed in the last 4 days in the war. Over 150 soldiers and civilians held hostage by the terrorists. Israeli forces continue to hit back. Hamas posts in downtown Gaza City reduced to rubble. At least 1,500 Hamas terrorists killed.
Israel is at war. We didn't want this war. It was forced upon us in the most brutal and savage way. But though Israel didn't start this war, Israel will finish it.
Benjamin Netanyahu vows retaliation, says they will end the war that Hamas started. Prime Minister Modi dials Netanyahu, discusses war situation, reiterates support for Israel.
The United States stands with Israel. We will not ever fail to have their back. We'll make sure that they have the help their citizens need and they can continue to defend themselves.
The world stands firmly in support of Israel in this fight against terrorism as war continues to rage on. With the biggest reporting team on the ground, Republic Digital gets exclusive reports from the war zone. Ladies and gentlemen, the attack by Hamas that was launched on Saturday is the biggest, deadliest incursion into Israel since Egypt and Syria launched a sudden assault in an effort to reclaim lost territory 50 years ago. Now, with each passing day, the situation is only getting worse. Gun battles continue between Israeli forces and Hamas terrorists in Ashkelon and several areas of southern Israel. 4 days after Hamas terror attack on Israel, Israel has now struck back and increased the airstrikes on the Gaza Strip and sealed it off from food, fuel and other supplies in retaliation for an incursion by Hamas, as the war's death toll rose to nearly 1,600 on both sides. Hamas also escalated, pledging to kill captured Israelis if attacks targeted civilians without warnings. Remember, over the last 4 days, what we've essentially seen, an attempt that has been made by the Israeli troops to reclaim areas closer to the Gaza border. What's the exact situation like on the ground as Hamas basically continues to once again open fire? In fact, thousands of rockets have been fired by the Hamas, which has been intercepted by Israelis. In fact, Republic is reporting extensively from the Gaza Strip, closer to the Gaza Strip, with multiple reporters on the ground. Let's have all of them getting you a ringside view of the retaliatory strikes that have begun. But the bigger question, are we really looking at a ground invasion by the Israeli troops as the mobilization begins? On your screens right now, reporters of Republic TV getting you the latest details. Joining us is Gursimran, a reporter who flew down from New Delhi. He's currently in Siderot. Remember, that is one area which has witnessed intense gun battle. We'll try and tell you the story of Sderot in a short while from now. Avishag is also joining us. In fact, she's one of the first few reporters getting us a detailed report from Ashkelon. Remember, that's one of the first places to have also been attacked. And of course, we have Yeshaya, who's joining us from Sderot, sending us those multiple reports. In fact, Yeshaya did capture on his cameras when missiles were being fired, intercepted by the Israeli troops. And of course, we also have Alicia Nair, who's joining us. Thank you very much, Republic Reporters, getting you a full picture of what's the situation on the ground. We'll try and connect with Avishak in a short while from now as we try and fix her audio. Let me quickly get in Gursimran and Alicia. First to you, Gursimran, what's the situation like? Bring us up to speed.
Sishavan, right now we are in Sderot, and from here you can see that the area you will see is the Gaza Strip, and there are some smokes that are coming out of, and that is the areas that have been recently, a couple of minutes back at around 5:59 Indian time, they were targeted by the Israelis. Earlier what has happened that there were 3 rockets that were fired from the Hamas side, Hamas terrorists, that were intercepted by the Iron Dome system and they were destroyed, and then there was a retaliatory action that we managed to get on the camera by the Israel side. So how the things are moving, we have one of the local with us, David, who has been witnessing each and every move since this war has broken out. David, how do you see things moving? Because yesterday there was an intensified gunfight. Today also, a couple of minutes back, there were the mortar shells and the rockets that were launched from both the sides.
We're still disappointed to see that there's still buildings in the Gaza Strip. Very soon there won't be. Gone are the days that Jews don't know how to protect themselves. We're going to protect ourselves. We realize now they took off their disguise. These Palestinians were disguised as human beings, and instead they turned out to be animals, Nazis, and we're not going to let them continue. We're going to be bombing them for many, many months, maybe even a year. We're not going to have to go in. We're going to bomb them until they realize that that just terror doesn't pay.
Shavan, there is one more strike on the Gaza side. If VJ Surendra Shah can show you, now you will see smoke coming out from the 2 places. So another one has been just hit by the Israelis. So regular attacks are being made on the Gaza side by the Israel side, and this has become a new normal for this area because we have been here. Another area has now been hit. So 3 places have been hit now. In last 20 seconds we have been speaking that more and more bombardment is being done on the areas of Gaza by the Israel side. So this speaks of the volume, Shavan, that how intensified operations are on, and as we speak we can hear the voice of the fighter jets of the Israel side roaming in the skies. So this shows that how they have intensified their operations, Shavan.
Well, in fact, we'll play out that report in a short while from now. What we witnessed about 20 minutes ago was that interception of rockets. Remember, these rockets that are being fired by the Hamas is now being intercepted by the air defense system of Israel. Remember, the Iron Dome, the much touted Iron Dome, which has protected the Israelis for all this while. Let me quickly get in a word from my colleague Alicia, also who's joining us on this broadcast, and then we'll go to Avishag and Yeshaya. Alicia, what's the situation like from where you are reporting? Also, take us through the journey that you've had from Tel Aviv airport all the way to Ashkelon and, of course, in Sderot. What's the situation like?
Shivan, I'm reporting right outside Sderot police station, and we know that the same police station that was destroyed when the Israeli forces is beginning to demolish the Sderot police station where terrorists hold up. We're trying to show you the visuals. It's something we are unable to even get a network here, but yes, we have been seeing the visuals where the police station has they've been trying to, they are demolishing the police station that was where the terrorists hold up, and there are police officials here. See, they've been trying to get it operate, and there are senior police officials who have also reached to the location. I'll just try to pan my camera and just show you the visuals where the police officials have been taking the stock of the situation. But yes, few minutes later, earlier, where we saw that there were rockets that was fired from the Gaza Strip. And here the visuals that we have been witnessing at this point of time, where the Israeli police are beginning to demolish a police station in Sderot, where a number of Hamas terrorists were holed up earlier. It is very unclear. It is unclear as of now how many terrorists are left inside or how many Israeli forces were killed when Hamas stormed the station. But we have been seeing this. There are police officers and more. There are cabs. They have been coming inside. There are more vehicles and the police officials who have been coming inside, and they are demolishing the Sderot police station where the terrorists hold up. So we are just trying to show the visual. There are senior officials, police officials who have reached to the location, and they have been looking into the situation. They are trying to look into what is the current situation as of now. But we even heard there were more and more rockets. There were massive shelling which was underway. And the siren here is also being continuously, as we can hear. But this is the police station where we have been reporting from, where the terrorists were pulled up.
Well, in fact, while we stay with these visuals, we'll stay full frame with the visuals coming in from Sderot, which is closer to Gaza border. And what we'll do over the next couple of minutes, take our viewers through what really happened on Saturday and why Sderot is so very crucial at this point in time. Ladies and gentlemen, on the day when the attack began, the infiltration started also from places like Sderot. In fact, there were 2 jeeps that were used by Hamas terrorists, machine gun mounted jeeps that entered Sderot. Remember, they indiscriminately started firing in residential areas. In fact, those visuals that have been accessed by Republic TV, we've gone through them, spoken to the locals on the ground to piece together what really happened. In fact, we'll also go across to Yeshaya in a short while from now. He's there at Sderot. It is here where 2 trucks filled with Hamas terrorists entered Sderot. This was on Saturday morning. Roughly about 9 to 10 terrorists entered, and there was an intense gun battle exchanged between the Hamas terrorists and the police there. Let's also put out that visual that you see right now on your screen. This is coming in from our reporter Alisha Nair, who's just closer to Sderot police station. And this is the exact very spot, ladies and gentlemen, where there was an intense gunfight that took place between Israeli police and Hamas terrorists who had entered. Remember, that very police station thereafter was completely demolished by the troops simply because they suspected that Hamas terrorists could have taken refuge inside the police station. That is the reason why that area was completely demolished. What you see right now on your screen. Let's go full frame with that image now being broadcast by our reporter Alisha Nair. This, ladies and gentlemen, was demolished using these bulldozers by the Israeli authorities because they suspected Hamas terrorists could be inside. Now, this area has been completely regained by the Israeli troops. We'll stay with these visuals. Let me also quickly play out this report that was sent by a colleague Gursimran a short while back when rockets were being intercepted by Israel's air defense system. Let's play that out and then I'll go across to Yeshaya and Avishai.
जो है एक रॉकेट से आप देखिए किस तरह से यहाँ पर हमला किया जा रहा है। आप देखिए कि रॉकेट जो है वो यहाँ पर दागे जा रहे हैं। लगातार विजुअल्स जो है वो आपको बता रहे हैं कि किस तरह से अब सायरन जो है वो बज रहे हैं और ये विजुअल्स आप रिपब्लिक मीडिया नेटवर्क पर देख रहे हैं कि ये जो रॉकेट्स फायर किए जा रहे हैं। अब जो इजराइल का जो आयरन डोम सिस्टम है वो एक्टिवेट हो चुका है और ये जो रॉकेट्स फायर किए गए थे वो डिस्ट्रॉय भी कुछ किए गए हैं और कुछ पूरे इलाके में जो है अब अलर्ट जारी कर दिया गया है। जो है एक रॉकेट से आप देखिए किस तरह से यहाँ पर हमला किया जा रहा है। आप देखिए कि रॉकेट जो है वो यहाँ पर दागे जा रहे हैं। लगातार विजुअल्स जो है वो
Well, these are the live visuals now coming in as Republic reporter Gursimran is getting us the report from Sderot as the interception of rockets that you take place. that you see right now. Remember, the Iron Dome that has been used by the Israeli troops are largely helpful in intercepting these rockets that have been fired by the Hamas. Questions essentially have also been raised with and Avishag are joining us on this broadcast. Let's also get them in. Yeshaya, you sent us a report last evening too. There were multiple rockets that were being fired indiscriminately as we see. Has the situation improved in Sderot? Because that appears to be one of those cities who've been badly affected. I did actually go through some of those visuals that came in, how residential areas were being attacked. We also saw images of Hamas terrorists trying to enter residential buildings, that intense gun battle that took place outside the police station from my colleague Alisha Nair has been reporting. Why don't you just quickly take us through the latest update as to what's the situation right now in Sderot, and then we'll go to Avishag where she's going to give us the report coming in from Ashkelon. That's the other affected area. Yeshaya, you will have to perhaps unmute yourself. Yeshaya, we seem to be having a problem with your audio line. We'll try and reconnect with you. Avishag, Yeshaya, we'll try and reconnect with you. There seems to be some problem with your audio line. Avishag, you've also participated with a few humanitarian organizations as far as relief material that is to be, that is being distributed. Why don't you bring us up to speed about what's the situation like in Ashkelon, and perhaps if you could show us around a little bit from where you are right now, the situation just outside your residence. Avishag, can you hear me? We seem to be having some problem with the audio line. Remember, internet services have also taken a hit in most parts of Israel, and that's one of the difficulties that you would essentially witness, especially in areas, in conflict-ridden areas. As far as the current situation is concerned, as we get to those live images, these are images coming in from Sderot, which is closer to the Gaza border. Just a short while back, we also had our reporters sending us a dispatch which indicated that rockets are still being fired. They've been intercepted. There's a large-scale mobilization that is taking place towards the southern Israel, given the fact that there are suspicion that this time perhaps it's going to be a different response coming in from the Israeli side. There is a growing chorus among not just the politicians in Israel, but also people of Israel who are saying that it is time to take full control of the Gaza Strip. Importantly, they say that one cannot really rule out the possibility of a ground invasion. We'll slip into a short break. On the other side, we'll continue with the news and updates coming in from our reporters on the ground.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
Quick check of the headlines. Over 900 Israelis have been killed in four-day Israel-Hamas war. Over 150 soldiers and civilians held hostage by terrorists. Israeli forces continue to hit back. Hamas posts in downtown Gaza City reduced to rubble. At least 1,500 Hamas terrorists killed. Benjamin Netanyahu vows retaliation, says they will end the war that Hamas started. Prime Minister Modi dials Netanyahu, discusses war situation, reiterates support for Israel. World powers stand firmly in support of Israel in this fight against terrorism as war continues to rage on. And cutting across to some breaking news coming in, Israel Defense Forces have claimed to have killed the economy minister of the terrorist organization Hamas. This is the big breaking news that is just coming in as Israel has taken the strong resolve that they will avenge the killings of their people and not spare anyone in Hamas, as they've gone on to say that Hamas will have to pay for the war that they started. This is the latest that is just coming in. Amid the attacks, Israel Defense Forces have claimed that they've killed the economy minister of Hamas. This means a huge hit when it comes to the man who is controlling the economy for the Hamas through this war. And let me straight away cut across to Gursimran, who's joining us live on the broadcast. Gursimran, if you could give us details, the attack is on in full force when it comes to the Israeli forces, and they're pinning down their men and hitting them. This as the IDF claims that they've killed the economy minister of Hamas. This again would mean a huge loss for the Hamas group, because this man would certainly be in control of a lot of information, including how they're financing the war, etc. What more can you tell us at this point?
See, this is a big success for the Israel Defense Forces, as Javed Abu Shabala, who is the economy minister of the Hamas, has been killed in the pinpoint strikes that the Israel has carried out. Right now, we are in the Sodot area of the Israel. This is one of the area that has been hit by the side of Hamas terrorists, and this was the police station of the Sodot that was razed almost into ashes by the terrorist strike that has taken place on the Sunday. But following that, the response that the Israel has come up with has left everyone in the Hamas cadre with a total surprise, because the intensified operations that have been carried out by the Israel forces, they have decimated the nefarious plans of the Hamas terrorists, as well as their attempts to get into the Israel territory. Though in the past 24 hours there have been some attempts that have been made by the side of Hamas, but majority of them have been foiled. So you will see a visible deployment of IDF forces as well as the Israel police here on the ground zero, that they are ensuring that the area is secure till this all is being removed, and also no one is allowed to move beyond this point. They are asking that this passage is left is only for the officials, those who are going at the spot, and you will find the commandos of the Israel police along with the IDF officials. They are there on the ground asserting the situation, and also earlier what we were showing, the attacks, the consolidated attacks that are taking place on the targets that are there in the Gaza Strip, especially the high value targets that have been identified by the Mossad and the sister agency, and now are being worked upon by the IDF. Yes.
Continue talking to us, Gursimran, because you're witnessing everything through and through, and especially in the way that the Israeli forces are now moving forward. Israel is very firm when they say that Hamas will have to pay for what they've started, and Israel is the one that will actually end this war. In fact, even in the videos that they've released, where they literally show through those satellite images of how they are targeting every single Hamas establishment and even their military vehicles, and how they are pinning them down. In the days to come, how do you exactly see this escalating from the side of Israel?
See, what it seems as of now that there is no immediate end of this ongoing war between the Israel and the Hamas terrorists, because the entry of Hezbollah along with the Philistine jihadis has made it really complicated, because what has happened now that the Israel side is now occupied on both the fronts. That is, this on the south side they have the Hamas terrorists, and on the north they have Hezbollah and along with the Philistine jihadi group. So that is making it really very difficult for them to come out of the situation. But one thing that we were conveyed when we were in the New Delhi and we spoke to the Israel ambassador, he said that we are ready for the two-front war also if imposed on us, because what they are planning that the ground forces be moved to the Gaza side, they can tackle them one, and the air force of the IDF will be used when it comes to tackling the Hezbollah and the Palestine jihadi groups. So that is what the strategy seems to be in place. However, if we go by what is happening on ground now, there is almost a consolidated effort that is being made by all the agencies, or be it the Air Force or the army of the IDF, that what they are doing is they are making a consolidating attack on the locations of the terrorists of the Hamas that were hiding in the area, and they are very particular that based on the specific information, more than 2,400 terrorists have been hit by the Israel in last 3 to 4 days. So this speaks of the volumes, that how calculated their operations are. When they get a specific information, only then the operations are launched and pinpoint strikes are being carried out. Suesha.
Oh yes, absolutely. But Gursimran, certainly they seem
as you mentioned,
to
that
be very
this is
well planned in terms of how they are going forward with this operation, as they are wanting to paralyze their key men and the organization by and large by targeting those who are planning this war from the side of the Hamas. Exactly how they claim to have killed the economy minister and the very man responsible for how the Hamas is really funding and financing this attack going forward, and seemingly this is what Israel is aiming at.
See, what the Israel is aiming at is very important, because not only it is the Hamas terrorists, but also the warnings that have been sent not only to the Egypt but also to the Iran by directly blaming them. This clearly shows that the Israel is in no mood of forgetting or forgiving anyone, because more than 900 civilians and the forces from the Israel side have lost their life in the ongoing situation that has emerged due to a mischief attempt by the Hamas terrorists, and that's why they are now calculating each and every move of them. And what has happened post the attack that was carried out on Saturday, that narrates the whole story, that apart from a miss that has happened, everything has gone in line with what the Israel was looking on. The top leadership of Hamas, be it from their intelligence wing or from their army wing, that has to been decimated, and that too inside their bunkers they have been decimated. And now what we are getting to know, that the operations will intensify in the coming days. There is a huge deployment, since we are in the border area, of the security forces, be it from the Israel police or the army, that is keeping the things in control here in the borders. And also we are witnessing regular airstrikes in the Gaza area, the area which is occupied by the Hamas terrorists.
Absolutely. Gursimran, I want to thank you. At the moment, Netanyahu making it very clear that this war has been started by the Hamas, but they will end it. Also saying that this war will change the entire face of the Middle East. Some of those reports, Gursimran, that you've sent us earlier on from Terot, from Ashkelon, which so show us how sensitive the situation on the ground is. Let's play them out.
रॉकेट से आप देखिए किस तरह से यहाँ पर हमला किया जा रहा है। आप देखिए कि रॉकेट जो है वो यहाँ पर दागे जा रहे हैं। लगातार विजुअल्स जो है वो आपको बता रहे हैं कि किस तरह से अब सायरन जो है वो बज रहे हैं, और ये विजुअल्स आप रिपब्लिक मीडिया नेटवर्क पर देख रहे हैं कि ये जो रॉकेट्स फायर किए जा रहे हैं अब जो इजराइल का जो आयरन डोम सिस्टम है वो एक्टिवेट हो चुका है और ये जो रॉकेट्स फायर किए गए थे वो डिस्ट्रॉय भी कुछ किए गए हैं और कुछ पूरे इलाके में जो है अब अलर्ट जारी कर दिया गया है।
Yes, Darat does remain one of the worst hit places in Israel. It is the closest city to the Gaza border and has been deeply impacted by the war. Republic Digital reporter Yeshaya Rosenman getting us this report of the situation in Darat. This is an exclusive Republic Digital video.
I am now, and that is Beit Hanun, less than 1 kilometer from the edge of Sderot. Here, this is the rest of the town of Sderot. It's a bit cloudy, but in the distance I can see at least the smokestacks of the electric plant at Ashkelon. The Air Force planes are coming every few minutes. Farther south, if I here move the camera left, you see farther south. I don't know if you can see. Yes, here it is. That big here. That sound. What you're hearing in the background. It says Tseva Adom, color red. That means that missiles are going to come in now. I'm not really in a safe place, but let's see what we can see. Missiles are coming. Wow. Oh wow. Wow. See that? That's the interception rocket. Wow. Wow. It landed on a building right nearby. Right there, right across the street. Oh my. Oh. It's still going. Oh wow, it landed right nearby me. Oh wow. Fire engines are coming. Oh no. I really shouldn't be outside here, but wow, one landed right over there. Oh wow, shrapnel's coming down. I really shouldn't be out here. I'm afraid to even. I'm under an awning, so no shrapnel can get me, but I really shouldn't be outside. Here, there's the police coming to investigate the scene of the falling. Oh no, it's coming again. Okay. Wow. Okay, well, now there's some smoke over here. Anyhow, so I was showing you what you see on the bottom there is not a cloud. That's a big pillar of smoke coming up from Gaza City, where the Israeli Air Force has been landing bombs